Alrighty. So welcome everyone to our wellness class here. Tonight we're going to talk about maintaining healthy weight. Okay, so this is the handout that we have for this class. It's part of our 5 core wellness classes. So anybody that joins our doTERRA team, we try to help you adjust to a whole new lifestyle change. Because that's how we can permanently affect our health, right? And this is the 3rd class. So the first class is just a general what oils to use for your family health. The 2nd class is to detox and help cleanse your organs and your body. And then this is the 3rd class to help you maintain healthy weight, because a healthy weight will help you stay healthy. Okay. Anyone want to ask questions, add something to this, or say anything before we start? All right. So if you scroll down on this post, so this can be found on jadebolton.com/weight. So this is just a handout that you can just check as you go along and learn the important things that we feel you need to know. There's a video and that I made earlier, and you can watch that video to as I explain things. So sometimes it's just easier to watch than to read, but there's the you know, the words and the information all typed up here. Okay, so that's the whole post is all about a healthy weight. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. When I help people with the weight, it's very important to start with the mind and the spirit foundation first. Because there's no point helping people with the physical body yet if the foundation is not there. The first thing is to work on self-love first. So if you have self-hatred, feeling a lot of fear, feeling weak and unempowered, then try to work on that. Try to allow yourself to feel more love for yourself, okay? So I tell people that you're enough because you're divine, okay? And, you know, and start working on that as you help with your weight. The second thing here is to develop a belief that a healthy weight is your natural and balanced state. So ask yourself if you feel like that's something natural for you, if you believe that that's your natural state. Because sometimes people tell me, hey, it's generational, everyone in my family has genetically, you know, obesity or whatever it is. And if you do believe that, then it's going to be very hard for you to make this change. I know people who've had generations of obesity and you know, they've chosen different. So one of my friends, she's a chiropractor, and her family has had lots of weight problems, and she's, you know, very, very healthy, very beautiful. You know, just as in skin, hair, everything. She's just very healthy. And she said she just chose to be different. And I really, really like that. It's just an evidence that, you know, everybody can change. Okay, so that's important. And the last thing here in the mind and spirit is to teach yourself to reduce stress and play daily. Anytime you feel stress, ask yourself that why you're fearful, okay? Because stress is about fear, and fear is the opposite of faith, okay? So that should help you make good changes. You know, if you want to have a faith-filled life, you have to ask yourself some real hard questions. And then once you figure out why you're fearful and resolve it in your mind, you don't need to be fearful anymore. What's the worst that can happen, right? The play part here is very important too, because when you're too stressed and tense, your cells will not release toxins and release fat. So even if you schedule a 10-minute, 5-minute time just to be with yourself and play or read or do something that's meaningful, that's really good, okay? That will release a lot of the fat. Okay, so the next thing here is the body. We talked about the 30-day cleanse and restore already last class. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and do that, because that's part of the process. Your body will be able to have clearer communication. The cells will be able to function optimally when it's cleansed. Okay, so that's one of the first things you need to do if you want to have a healthy weight. If you've been very, very sick, I'd recommend that you start very gently. So you can use lemon oil, grapefruit oil for a couple of weeks, couple of months, until your body is used to releasing toxins, because sometimes just a little bit of lemon oil, for example, can release a lot of toxins if you've been on a lot of medications before, and it may be uncomfortable, and you don't have to force yourself to heal that fast. All right. So the next thing here is to sleep well and rest. And just scrolling down here, we talk about resting and sleeping. So when you sleep, your brain, it processes information, it processes emotions and memory, it regulates growth and repair, and it helps with your energy reserves, removing waste products, and it rebuilds metabolism. So that's why we really want to sleep well. Okay, and of course there's a whole list of things that can happen to us if we don't allow ourselves to sleep well. Okay. So I've listed things that you can do to help your body sleep well. So the first thing you can do is just, use the balance oil or the lavender oil. Balance oil on your forehead, the back of your neck, and on your ears and your big toes, just to help with the mind chatter. So if you want to have a lot of mind chatter, this helps you stop chattering and just be grounded enough to sleep. And lavender, of course, helps with calming. We also have lavender peace, or in the US we call it serenity. That's another oil that you can use in your diffuser. We have a serenity soft gel that we can take internally to help with sleep too. The other two oils that I recommend is vetiver, and vetiver is a grounding oil. It helps your brain just make connections and stop it from going around and round in circles and being wound up so much. It kind of just calms your head and then helps you sleep. And juniper berry is an oil that helps your organs sleep, because sometimes we do fall asleep, but we don't stay asleep because our organs are so messed up. It's filled with toxins and it keeps waking us up every 2 hours. So with juniper berry, you can rub it on your tummy or take 2 drops under your tongue just to help you stay asleep. All right, so that is sleep. Anybody want to add anything or comment?
I do, Jade. Ben, I have to say, Ben's the man. So there was one day, Jade, you were here. We were fortunate to have you here. And, there's a lot of toxins, and my sleeping patterns are just a mess. And I don't know why. I must have posted something, and I don't know what time it was then. And it was early hours of the morning where I'm awake between 2 and 4 and cannot get back to sleep. So I'm replying to him. Then it dawned on me it was like early hours of the morning. And he replied. I thought, oh. And once, the son kind of realised it's early hours in the morning. He was still replying to my husband. I'm sorry, Ben, I should let you go. I'm going to get back to sleep. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting to see how it's changing my sleeping patterns. And it's been like this for, they would give me antidepressants to try and force me to go to sleep because my body was just not coping. But it's really nice to see how it's like starting to just naturally go back to sleep. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really happy for that. And you know what? Because it's different time zones. Maybe Ben was already up. So maybe it was 2 o'clock for you, but it would have been daytime for him or nighttime. So,
he was also
so don't worry. So he actually turns off his phones and he doesn't answer it when he's so, yeah. So for those people who are listening, don't worry. You can ask your questions. Yeah. Okay, so that's really important that you focus on sleep. It's funny, it's about weight, but these are the important things before you even lift a dumbbell, right? I had a doctor, a dentist one time. He came to me and he's like, Jade, I'm doing everything right. I'm exercising really hard and I'm eating perfectly, but I'm not losing weight. I'm actually gaining weight. And the very first thing I asked him is, are you sleeping? And he said, no. Okay, no. And I said, well, go back and focus on sleeping, and a lot of weight will come off just naturally like that, and do the exercise and the healthy eating after that. But focus on sleeping, because it's just as important as you're exercising. So yep, there you go. Okay, so the other thing is balancing hormones, because when our estrogen level is high, we're on a fat storing mode in our body. Okay, so if the estrogen level's up there, your body's thinking that you're going to have a baby, whether you're male or female. You're going to have extra breast tissue production, hips and thighs, and your body holds on to fat. All right, so when estrogen's low, the opposite hormone is the progesterone, and that goes up, and that's when you are in your fat burning mode, your bone nourishing mode. Okay, and so that's why you want to balance hormones, and that's our next class. So I won't say too much about that, but you can use the Women's Health Kit, the Whisper Oil, the Sandalwood Oil, and other floral oils to help with hormone balancing. So remember, if you're using the essential oils, it's not going to throw you to the extreme. Okay, it's always going to balance. It's always going to cleanse your cells and balance you. So, you're not going to overdose on floral oils, trust me. So, okay, so just use it as often as you can. Your body will metabolize the oils within 4 to 6 hours. So, not to worry there. All right, so the next thing for the body is to use your Slim and Sassy blend. And Slim and Sassy comes in 3 forms. It comes in the oil form and the soft gel form in the US. I don't know if they have it in Australia yet. And then it comes in the gum form. So if you have, the cravings throughout the day, you can use that. In Australia, it's called Smart and Sassy, and in other countries, it's called Smart and Sassy, but it's the same blend. And so this is lemon, ginger, we just talked about ginger, peppermint, grapefruit, and cinnamon. Okay, and those are great oils for your insulin. The grapefruit, the ginger, cinnamon, wow, it's already in there. And all of these are good for the blood sugar, and people are concerned about grapefruit. It's the grapefruit, the rind of the grapefruit, so it's not even the fruit. Okay, so this is actually very, very good for detoxification. Okay, it's high levels of antioxidants too. Okay, so very good for our body with metabolism, with helping with even digestion. Okay, people that have excess weight, sometimes it's because our metabolism is very slow. So here are some suggestions to just raise your metabolism, and here are some things that we just need to warn everyone against that will slow down our metabolism. Okay, the very first thing is bad oils. So canola oil, vegetable oils, hydrogenated oils. So you just go ahead and look at the ingredients on the ingredients on your food, and if you're going out, try to get restaurants where they use the virgin olive oil or something like that, because these oils, consider them as plastic, liquid plastics, and they're just going to clog up your cells and cause a lot of inflammation and damage in there. So it's not going to do any good. You can't even break it down. Margarine is one of them. So they have to kind of clean the vats with margarine things with chemicals. They can't just wash it with soap and water like they do with butter. Okay, so it's very dangerous for your body. So that slows down your metabolism. Low quality carbs, it slows down your metabolism, causes inflammation, and they're not nutritious anyways. Skipping meals causes your body to slow down and store more fat. So even if you want to just nibble on nuts and fruits and stuff every few hours, that's much better. Pro-inflammatory foods, foods that are highly processed, basically. Foods that are, come in boxes and have a very long shelf life. Okay, refined sugars, fructose, is metabolized by the liver and it turns into fat. You know, stress and no rest, like I said earlier, it kind of holds on to the fat and the toxins, and it produces a lot of cortisol. And cortisol is the fat depositing stress hormone. Okay, the other thing too is the xenoestrogens, and this is why we talk about balancing hormones. The xenoestrogens are kind of like the synthetic estrogens that are found in the meat products, the milk, the dairies, all of that, even plastics. Some of it is petroleum derivative, and it causes us to have high levels of estrogen, which means we create a fat storing mode in our body. Okay, and that's very damaging. And even though you work really hard, you exercise really hard, but if you're eating these foods and then slowing down your metabolism, it's just like self-sabotage. All right, so that's that for metabolic bonds. Those are the things that slow down your metabolism. Any questions or comments? Probably know all these things already, huh? Okay, so the last thing we want to talk about is the metabolic boosters. So this is what helps you burn more fat at resting. I know when I have high metabolism, when I have to go to the bathroom often, and when I eat and within half an hour I have to go. And that just tells me that the body is functioning and flushing and working properly. When I'm hungry, every few hours. Okay, I travel with my friends sometimes. In the past, just one particular friend, I traveled with her and we ate breakfast, and then she wouldn't eat till dinner. And throughout the day, I must have had 3 meals in between before dinner. And I kept offering her food. I'm like, aren't you hungry? Aren't you hungry? But she wasn't. And, that's the difference. The metabolism is so different. And my friend, she does struggle with weight concerns. So I figured, well, that's interesting, that she eats less than me, but she weighs more. So it doesn't mean, you eat a lot and you gain weight. Sometimes your body has just a more powerful burning mechanism. Okay, so the first thing we do is get great sleep. Okay, sleep helps with balancing that hormones, and the hormones, we have metabolic hormones that help us with metabolism. And by the way, diseases such as diabetes is a metabolic hormonal disease. Okay, so that's why sleep is so important. And it helps cleanse your body. Okay, so you can wake up and your body is a lot more cleaner. You go to the bathroom and you're flushing, you're detoxing. Okay, weight training, because muscles burn more fat, and that's good. We talk about exercise too, but you guys, there's plenty of gurus out there that can teach you to exercise. I just want to give you the foundations here. And of course, using the Slim and Sassy blend, it helps with the metabolism. And then eating 5 to 6 more meals a day. And doTERRA has created some fun shakes here, some protein shakes. We have one that's vegan, one is chocolate, and the other one is vanilla. And they've just come out with an orange flavor one too. And so you can use that as a in-between meal replacement. I just use a little bit with some fruits and with almond oil, almond milk, and just make a quick shake if I'm hungry in between meals. Otherwise, just have small meals, just 5 to 6 small meals a day, and that kind of revs up that engine and just helps you start burning more. So you're not really denying yourself a food, you're just spreading out the food and eating more quality foods, and that will help with raising your metabolism. So any questions or comments or stories, guys? Does this make sense? Yeah? Okay, that's good. Ben, do you want to share what you think of the trim shakes?
Yep, I like the pea flavored one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the vegan one.
Yep, that's
just
what we
because
like too.
some people are, these other ones are made from whey, which is milk.
Yep.
So some people can't stomach it very well, so they use pea flavored one.
Yeah.
Doesn't have as much protein, but
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what do you mix what do you mix the vegan one with? Is almond?
anything. You can mix it with water. I just mix mine with a bit of a vegan, bit of water, like a fruit, and that's it. But you can use, like Jay said, almond milk or whatever. But I didn't want to really add calories to it. I just wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, can I just share some impressions or some things that come to mind listening to you? And I'm finding that when I'm sitting in your webinars and your Zoom calls and listening, I'm starting to backtrack my journey, and I can see I can see connections and what was changing and happening. I remember when I was going through the chemo, I started to lose dramatically a lot of weight. And but I was taking the oils, and I was getting scolded by the breast cancer nurses because I was losing way too much. And I'll turn around, of course I'll take it just out of respect to them, and then I'll turn around and I'll be like, yes, because there's a lot of me. There's a lot of weight that needs to be dropped. But then once the medications all kicked in, I stopped taking Slim and Sassy. I stopped the vitamins and all. Actually, I stopped everything for whatever reason, and my weight just started climbing ridiculously. And I remember my oncologist saying they were very concerned that it's going to push me into I'll end up with diabetes. There's a history in my family, but yet it never happened, and they were quite surprised. And listening to you, and just thinking about the things that I was taking, I was taking, the vitamins. It wasn't consistent because I wasn't working, and there was only X amount of vitamins, so I had to sort of stretch it out. But I do believe, looking back now, those prevented me from putting on all the additional weight. It was a medication because I retained a lot of fluid as well. But I also believe it prevented me from developing diabetes, which they were very sure it was going to happen. So it's really interesting. I looked at it. I'm a little confused about the Slim and Sassy because it was Slim and Sassy, and then it went Smart and Sassy. I didn't realise it's the same thing. Just both market. Okay, I get that.
It's just Australian market. They won't let that name through, so they had to come up with a new name. So
okay, got it.
Well done. You're making all these connections now. You're understanding how it really works in your body. Yeah. That's fantastic. So
I'm excited. You watch, Ben. When I ever get to global, I'm going to be a hot mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk across that stage.
Well enough,
Fantastic.
The way people will just happen, but just to be well.
So that's our natural state, you guys. So if I were to introduce Slim and Sassy to somebody with anorexia, they will probably feel hungry again. They'll feel what it feels to be hungry again. So my friend, she does have clients that have those problems. She's a dietitian. And she says she gives it to all her clients that have eating disorders because it just helps balance. So people in Taiwan, they have problems gaining weight, so they use the Slim and Sassy for that. And so I like the new name in Australia, the Smart and Sassy, because it's really smart. And it doesn't necessarily make you slim. So, you can take it to a point and then your body will start feeling hungry again. So I love it that your body knows how to balance there. So while you work out and try to get this weight to balance, which it will as you feed your cells, it's just going to naturally happen, right? When you're healthy, you'll get to the point where you don't want to eat anymore. When you're full, when you've eaten enough, and when you have enough nutrients. I didn't mention that the lifelong vitality pack, when your body has all of the nutritional needs, the quota that it needs, it's not going to ask for more food. It's not going to crave for extra. So you're going to eat just enough, and then that's it. When our body, our stomach, it has stretch receptors and nutritional receptors. So if your nutritional receptors are satisfied and it's stretched enough, it'll send messages to your brain telling your brain it's satisfied. It won't eat anymore. Even if you have a couple of bites left, your body says, hey, no, no more. And it's fantastic that way. But when people don't have the nutrition that they need, their body's still going to crave it and going to get you to eat and keep eating and eating until you meet that quota. So it's really awesome that your body is smart enough to do that. And that's why I encourage people to take the supplements. But along with the supplements, we have this wonderful herbal blend called the Mita to Max, and it's for energy. It helps with the mitochondria. It helps with more efficiency with the oxygen. It helps you have more endurance too when you're exercising. So when I do travel, I take 2 of these at the beginning in the morning, just to help me keep going. And it's fantastic because it's just energy that's maintained all day long. It's unlike your energy drinks or your coffee or whatever. It doesn't, you don't have to pay for it later on. So it helps you have energy at the cellular level. So that's awesome there. Okay, for people who need that extra boost, because I know that, with people like the elderly and people that have had lots of medication, sometimes they just need that extra help. And this goes in and helps you out there. And if you are, feeling sore and tightness, we do have the Deep Blue family here to help you. And in Australia, it's the Ice Blue. But basically, if you're trying to work out, you're trying to do your best to lose weight, but what stops you is that your joints and your muscles are still sore, and it doesn't want to go back on that treadmill or whatever it is. You can rub yourself down and get back on there again sooner. Okay, so that's the last thing I want to say about weight. Anyone want to add to this? Oh, thank you, Ben. He put the products there. Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. So Peaches and Tanya, was that helpful for you guys too?
Yeah, it was a good class. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, it's very helpful.
Thank you. All right.
Are we able to print this up?
Yep.
Just click on that and it'll take you to the PDF. And
It's got all the classes in there on that PDF. So
yes. I have local classes that I just teach from this.
we taught that class last night.
Yep, I taught that.
There's class 3.
So the next class is the women's health, and
We're actually going to skip.
I'm sorry, no.
We're going to have pregnancy, birth, and babies next week because we have a
Special guest.
a special Blue Diamond in doTERRA is going to visit us and present. She's actually a doula. Works with pregnant mothers and births and everything, so she'll be here with us to present that.
How are you?
So get your friends on board, guys, and bring them along to this class. And the essential oil that we're going to spotlight is tangerine.
Ooh,
Yep.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah. So thank you for coming and joining our call and listening into our podcast.
Cool.
See you guys next week.